Hello, English 10. This is Dr. Donnelly. I'm super excited for our first unit, The Source of Evil, and for our first text that's part of that unit, which is the Pandora myth that was written originally by a poet named Hesiod, who lived at around the same time as Homer did and wrote it around the same time. So in this unit, we are asking the question, where does evil come from? Why is there evil in this world? And we're looking at different texts that different cultures over time and different authors over time have written to help answer that question, because it is a burning question that every society and culture and age really has had to ask themselves. Why is the world a place that has evil in it? Why is there evil in the world, really? So this story, the Pandora's Box story, is one very important, very well-known story about why evil came into the world, or how evil came into the world. So I'll let you read this top part yourself to give you a little background on the story. But what I want to do for you today is model for you how I want you to read this text, just to get you, oh, that's not what I wanted to do. There we go. Get you back into the text. I wanted to touch my toolbox, so hope that fooled you out. All right, so I want to model for you how you're going to be reading this text. First of all, I want you to make sure that you're making thoughtful annotations as you go. This is really important. The text that we're reading this year, just like the text that we finished up last year with, are challenging, and it will help a lot if you can make thoughtful annotations. And just like when we read the Odyssey, it's going to be really important to do two specific things with this text. First of all, you're going to need to work on identifying characters. Like we saw in the Odyssey, many of these characters are going to be called by multiple names. They're going to have epithets based on either who their family are, who their parents are, tasks that they've done, stuff like that. So we want to be on the lookout for making sure we know who all these characters are. The other thing I'm going to really want you to think about is making sure that you're paraphrasing the text, that you're able to say back to yourself what each and every paragraph means. That'll make it a lot easier as you go through this text and are figuring out what's going on. I decided to give you this text, the original, obviously it's translated, but the original rather than kind of a watered down version, because I want you to read challenging texts, and I know from the Odyssey that you guys are capable of figuring this out. So as I read, I'm going to make my thoughtful annotations, I'm going to identify my characters, and I'm going to paraphrase to the best of my ability. So first, lines 54 through 59. Son of Epaetus, surpassing in all cunning, you are glad that you have outwitted me and stolen fire. A great plague to you yourself and to men that shall be. So somebody is talking here, right? We've got these little quotation marks, so we know that somebody is talking here. And we've got this character being identified. That is not what I wanted. Son of Epaetus. So you probably don't know who that is. So I'm just going to tell you. Everything else you should be able to figure out, but I'm just going to tell you who this guy is. It's the son of Epaetus. Epaetus is one of the Titans, and this is Prometheus. So whoever is talking here is addressing Prometheus. And you know probably that Prometheus is guilty of stealing fire from the gods, and he was punished for doing that very painfully. So I'll let you look that up. But so we know that somebody is addressing Prometheus here. So, son of Epaetus, or Prometheus, surpassing in all cunning, you are glad that you have outwitted me and stolen fire. So who's talking here? I gotta ask myself, who's talking here? A great plague to you yourself and to men that shall be. But I will give men as the price for fire an evil thing in which they may be glad of heart while they embrace their own destruction. So whoever is talking plans on giving men as the price for fire an evil thing. So to put that in my own words, to paraphrase that, I think as a price for fire, so means kind of like in exchange for taking fire, I'm going to give you something evil, right? And so we're starting to get right away at that question of why is there evil in the world, right? It seems to me like there's evil in the world partially because Prometheus stole this fire from somebody. Who's talking? We got to figure that out. So said the father of men and gods, and laughed aloud. So the father of men and gods. If we remember back to the Odyssey, right, we know that the head god, the father of everybody, is Zeus. So I'm going to write that down. So here we know that who's been talking and punishing or threatening to punish Prometheus is Zeus. And he bade famous Hephaestus to make haste and mix earth with water, to put in it the voice and strength of humankind. So Hephaestus is doing this work. So I'm going to just circle this because Hephaestus is another character. And he's mixing earth with water to put in it the voice and strength of humankind, and fashion a sweet, lovely maiden shape, like to the immortal goddess in the face. Fashion a sweet, lovely maiden shape. So he is making essentially a woman, right? Or he's making something that looks like a woman, right? Because if it has a maiden shape, then it looks like a woman. So Hephaestus is making a woman. Zeus tells Hephaestus to make a woman. And Athena, so we've got another character, another one of the gods here, to teach her needlework and weaving of the varied web. So Hephaestus makes a woman. Athena teaches her needlework and teaches her how to weave. And golden Aphrodite, another character, to shed grace upon her head, and cruel longing and cares that weary limb. Shed grace upon her head, and cruel longing and cares that weary limb. So it seems like Aphrodite is kind of making her, that is not what I wanted to do. Aphrodite is kind of making her sad, or making her depressed even. I don't really know why. I spelled Aphrodite wrong, but you guys are just going to have to deal with that. Then he charged Hermes the guide, the slayer of Argus. So there's another one of those epithets, right? We've got Hermes here, and we've got him called the slayer of Argus here, right? To put in her shameless mind a deceitful nature, right? So Hermes makes her deceitful. That is not nice. Deceitful. So Zeus, I'm calling him Zeus. Probably shouldn't call him that. Probably should call him Zeus. Zeus ordered these people, Hephaestus to make her and make her beautiful, Athena to give her all these skills, these womanly skills, but Aphrodite to make her kind of sad or depressed or weary, and then Hermes to make her shameless and deceitful. So that's the person who will eventually be Pandora. I want you to keep reading to find out exactly how this story unfolds and to figure out this mystery of how exactly Pandora causes evil to come into the world. So you can do that in class tonight. You just really need to watch this video and be ready to read tomorrow.